What is going on, everybody? I am back today to talk about a new release film that I got to see the Thursday night premiere of, and this is a Disney film based on an attraction at Disney World and Disneyland, the Haunted Mansion. And some of you guys out there might know, because I've discussed it before, I'm a big fan of Disney, despite the problems I have with the company and things that I don't think they do 100% right and things that they could fix. I enjoy going and visiting the Disney parks. Obviously, with what's going on in Florida right now, I won't be going to Disney World for quite some time. But when I do get to go there with my family, my favorite ride is the Haunted Mansion. And I actually have a lot of Haunted Mansion memorabilia around my house. I'm a big fan. And this product has been thrown around for a really long time. Director Guillermo del Toro has really wanted to make this into a film. And it was made into a film starring Eddie Murphy years ago. It was a really poorly made movie. I found it to be really dull and very just cheap and formulaic. And so Disney announced that it was going to get made and that it was going to be head up by Justin Simien. And I was a little disappointed that Guillermo del Toro didn't get it because he seems incredibly passionate about it. But I hoped with Justin Simien taking the helm and some of the cast, especially LaKeith Stanfield, being announced, that we would get something at least fun and entertaining and enjoyable. Today I'm going to be discussing Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion is directed by Justin Simien. A woman and her son enlist a motley crew of so-called spiritual experts to help rid their home of supernatural squatters. So, as I said, a huge fan of the ride. I have a bunch of the memorabilia in my house, including the stretching room portraits. I'm a big fan of the ride, so I was really excited to watch this, and unfortunately, this movie was really bad. I did not like it at all. It's probably going to land on one of my least favorite films of the year list. And the reason for that is that it's incredibly lazy. The screenplay of this is just the most formulaic, hey, look at that, don't you recognize that item from the ride, rather than actually build on characters and growing characters. And that's unfortunate because the way we're introduced to the film, it really builds up as something that could be something truly great. And with a 2-hour runtime, it loses itself about 20 minutes in and never seems to find itself. So at the beginning of the film, we're introduced to LaKeith Stanfield's character. He's at this bar drinking at New Year's, and he meets this woman. The two of them have a conversation. We hear that New Year's has ended, and then it jumps forward in time. Now he's by himself. He's not with that woman anymore. We come to find out that she has passed away, and he was this incredibly intelligent person who was working on developing this camera that would be able to capture paranormal entities. And so he one day is at home, he's running these tours that she used to give, and he's at home one day and he gets a knock on his door, and it's Owen Wilson, and he is this priest, and he says that there is a woman who has requested assistance and help because her house is haunted, and that he will get paid a very good sum of money to go there and help to take care of this problem. Shortly after that, we get to the house. We're introduced to the mother, played by Rosario Dawson, and her young son. The two of them go to move into this house. They immediately are greeted by paranormal entities. They run out of the house, and then after they're introduced to LaKeith Stanfield, he comes in the house. She asks him multiple times if he really wants to come help. He says, yes, I do. He finds out very quickly when he leaves the house that he's been followed by a ghost, and that every single person that goes in this house is followed home by a ghost. And so the entire film is this group of people that we're introduced to coming together to try to figure out why this house is haunted, and can they fix it so the ghosts can be at rest and that they won't follow them home anymore. And so it's a relatively simplistic premise, and what the film tries to do is, obviously, with LaKeith Stanfield's character losing his wife and trying to build on his character and the tragedy that he has suffered, and then you have Rosario Dawson and her son and the things that they've gone through together as a family. But the problem is those elements are focused on for such a minimal amount of the runtime that it is impossible for any of that emotion to resonate with you for this full 2 hours. The comedic beats in this are incredibly lazy. There was maybe 1 or 2 moments throughout the entire runtime of the film that I found myself chuckling whatsoever, which is incredibly unfortunate because I feel like one of the greatest things about the Disney ride is there's this playful darkness to it, like even for a children's ride, that I feel like with this getting a PG-13 rating slapped on it, they could really do some over-the-top, insanely funny things, and they keep it really refined. And I know that's probably because it has a Disney label attached to it, but I just kept hoping for something really ridiculous or something that would really kind of draw me in and immerse me, and it was just the same set of sequences over and over and over again with characters in a room having a discussion. There's a lot of really lazy product placement throughout the film. There's like a scene in particular that literally has these Burger King items being directly referenced. CVS is shouted out, Amazon, all these companies, to where I'm so used to when there's product placement in film, just having something sitting there, or like maybe someone's eating in a restaurant or something very simplistic, but it just goes to show Disney's laziness that they're like, okay, we're going to name drop these companies and name drop these products to make some extra money in case the movie doesn't do as well as we think that it's going to do. That really detracted away from the entire experience too. And it's just an incredibly lackluster film that I found myself halfway through just kind of checking out because it was so bland. And with the talent in this movie, you'd think that there'd be enough to grab a hold on to. I love LaKeith Stanfield. I think that he does his best with the material that he's given in this film, but like even he seems kind of uninterested in moments, and just his dialogue delivery is so flat and uninteresting in a way that kind of disappointed me. And then you have like Jamie Lee Curtis and Danny DeVito and Tiffany Haddish and all these people show up that, you know, have comedy backgrounds that can deliver good performances, and everything just feels so forced and lazy in a way that just kind of took me out of it, and I wasn't interested, and I was just ready for the thing to wrap up. The third act sort of confrontation has no sort of stakes to it. The film doesn't really do a good job at being scary at any moments, which, not saying that the Disney ride is super scary. There's moments that I'm sure unsettle kids and make them feel uncomfortable, but the moments in this that try to be scary don't work either. I do like some of the nods and the references to things in the ride, but the film became so heavily reliant on those moments and not writing really good characters. And I do think that when you have an IP, that there is an ability to be able to create something that you could make something really unique and interesting and build really great characters and just have them in this world. But Disney is obsessed with taking products that they already have and just saying, hey, let's point at this and say, do you remember this? Do you remember this? Do you remember this? Rather than actually focus on writing really good characters. And it's really unfortunate because, like I said, I really love the ride. I really love the Haunted Mansion product. I just think this movie is incredibly lazy. It was really bland, and I would not recommend watching it. Have you seen Haunted Mansion? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was really boring. I did not enjoy it. I didn't find it all that funny. I didn't find it all that scary, and it was definitely way too long. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.